So today is 3/26, 2025. Today, I messed up. I didn't get on the charts till I want to say, I don't know, 9:30. So I didn't have enough time to chart everything out. So because of that, I ended up learning a trade, missing a trade, which is a very valuable lesson. But I just basically want to go over what I seen here. So on the weekly, we ended up filling in. We still have this new week opening gap that hasn't been filled in yet. So I'm still expecting lower prices. I'm expecting us to fill in this gap. But as you can see here, we end up filling in this weekly. Yesterday we completely filled in with this wick, but then it obviously you can see end up pushing back down. Then from there went on to the daily. This is what the daily looks like. We just have this daily liquidity here, buy side liquidity, and then from there we have fair value gaps resting above on the 8 hour. Then from there I just went down on the lower and lower time frames until I found fair value gaps. As you can see, right here on the 8 hour, we have a fair value gap. Uh, and on the 4 hour, and then we have liquidity here. And then, yes, and let's just zoom in over here. So on the 1 hour, notice here we have this liquidity, buy side, buy side, buy side. We have FEGs up there. And we still have this new week opening gap. And I notice right here on the 4 hour, we had a very strong, we have a BPR. So I'm expecting, if anything, price is probably going to go back down to this 4 hour BPR in a couple hours, and then from there we're probably gonna have a strong reaction of that. My imagine is we're probably gonna push back up, and then before going lower, if we truly are still in a bearish market. And then from there, when I was on the 1 hour here, so this candle wasn't here originally, so I just had this order block drawn out. So I had this order block right here, and as you can see, we did end up pushing higher until eventually. As you can see here, this is a change of the state delivery if I've ever seen one. This giant ass candle just engulfed all these green candles. And this is also technically an order block. So at this point, I'm definitely expecting lower prices. At this point, I'm expecting to at least go down to here, probably later in the day, maybe around afternoon session, take out this liquidity down here, and then we'll see. And then let me see from there, go down to the 30-minute, 15-minute. As you can see here, we also formed an FEG. So if this ended up closing, I think this would be technically a 22 model on the okay. And if you look here too, this is why I really didn't do anything, because this is something I've actually never seen before. I was really confused because I know this is kind of like messy on the eyes, but oh yeah, I was saying too, this is where the entry was on the. I think if you were to take it, because we had this liquidity sweep right here. On the 1 minute, you can see it clear as day. We had this liquidity sweep of the buy side liquidity. Then from there, we had a change in the state delivery right here when we closed below this candle. And then right here, we formed an FEG. And then this is where I should have gotten in. And then, if I'm being completely honest, I would have just been targeting this liquidity down here. There's no way in hell I would have expected price to go this low. And if anything, if obviously I have hindsight knowledge here, but this is what I would have done if I were to actually have taken this trade. And this is exactly what I missed, because I'm not kidding you. At 9:40, I was still graphing this stuff, and by the time I'm like, oh shit, it's 9:45. We're about to enter the macro. I think we should start to see some crazy things. So if I were to take this trade, I would have put my stop loss at the top of this here, and then from there, realistically, I would have been targeting this at maximum. So what I would have done is taken off the first micro once we got to about 50%, the other one right here, and I would have just let the third one run, and I would have moved my stop to structure. And at this point, there's this breakaway gap, so I probably would have moved my stop there, my last micro there, and just try to just catch some of the bigger runs. And realistically, once we would have got down to this here, this volume imbalance, which was over here, I would have definitely moved my stop loss right above it. So probably would end up getting stopped out about right here if I were to have taken that trade, and we would have squeezed the juice and would have gotten 3.79 for that 1 micro. But what's the word? Everyone's a genius in hindsight, so I'm not even gonna act like I did it because I didn't. But looking back at it, if I would have been at my computer, well, actually looking at the charts, that's what I would have done. But here, I just want to talk. It just got bagged and tagged, boys. So I was just saying how literally you can literally roll back a couple minutes and you're literally gonna see how I said that I'm expecting price to take out this sell side liquidity here, and sure enough, it did. And I'm still expecting this to go back down and fill in this gap here. But with that being said, I realized that I missed the big move because we had all this here, and I noticed we had a lot of consolidation here. But we also have an order block right here on the 1 minute. I don't even know why I'm bringing that up, to be completely honest with you. But on the 5 minute, because this is where I place a trade at, I noticed here that we had this volume imbalance. So that's literally just where I was looking to re-enter. So right here, I got the wick put me in the order, and from there I had my stop at the top of this here because this is a breakaway gap. So I'm not expecting us to, yeah, because breakaway, there's fair value gap here, fair value gap here. So there's a breakaway gap. So at this point, I'm not expecting us to go higher than this one. So I put my stop loss right here, and then from there, just re-entered in on this volume imbalance. Right there, we got tagged in, and then we targeted the 2R, and we're probably going to go down here for the rest of the day.
By the way, just to be clear here, I know what I just said about the breakaway gap was incorrect. Just to be clear, I do know what a breakaway gap is. I just wasn't thinking when I said that.